ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय।
श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्यः कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि।
रामानुजदया पात्रम् ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणम् श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यम् वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम्।
சீரொன்று தூப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஊரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्य कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि। रामानुजदया पात्रं ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणं श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यं वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम्। சீரொன்று தூப்புள் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்று சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஓரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேர போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
So we have to take up page 23. So it is said the body without life remains without the memory also, and therefore how does Lord help us? So sharira pata samayetu kevalam madiyaiva dayaya ati prabuddhaha. These words occur, as all of us know, in the Gadyatrayam of Sri Ramanujacharya. So it is Sharanagati Gadyam, Sri Sharanagati Gadyam, Sharira Pata Samayetu. Indeed, or but surely, it means surely, at the time of the falling of the body. The body falls down. Falls down meaning falls down dead. So Kevalam, only, Kevalam in Tamil is different. It means mean, M-E-A-N, but in Sanskrit, Kevalam means only. No derogatory sense, no lower meaning. So Kevalam only, that means only Lord says, Madiya eva dayaya. Madiyaya eva. Madiyaya meaning mine, only by mine. Eva, again only. Not only one word for only, double word for only. At the time of the falling of the body, mean only at the time of the falling of the body. If you mean that, then it will wrongly mean that Lord does not help us during our life alive. When we are alive, he doesn't help. That will be the meaning if you take Kevalam along with the Sharira Pata Samaye Kevalam too. Or Sharira Pata Samaye to Kevalam. So Kevalam Madiyaya, that you may say. Then Eva Dayaya. So Dayaya, what is mind here? The greatest quality is Karuna, Daya, compassion, sympathy, grace, whatever you have, you can understand. So Ati Prabuddhaha. So the individual soul is made to realize Buddhaha. Buddhaha meaning realized soul. Prabuddhaha meaning one who is awake. Ati Prabuddhaha meaning, when you say awake, alive to the surroundings. What happens around, he recognizes. Then Ati Prabuddha meaning very much alive, in the sense very much wise. Buddha means wise man. Buddha is accomplished man. Buddha meaning educated man. So Prabuddha, very intelligent man. Ati Prabuddha, very highly intelligent man. So who is that man? So you can take both ways. The Lord is omniscient, and the individual soul also becomes omniscient even at the time of death. So death meaning, I remember, death only to the body, no death to the soul. We are all permanent souls. So என்றது பிரபன்னர் தங்களிலே சிலரை பற்ற. So suddenly at the time of the last moment, when the body falls down, Jivatma, the individual soul, gets realization, high realization. And even at least before the death, just before the death, one may not believe in God, one may be an astika, one may be astika but not deeply devoted to the Lord. One might not have faith in the Lord, though one might have fallen at the feet of the Lord or fallen at the feet of the preceptor for practical purposes. Acharya Devo Bhava, when we are Acharya Devaha, even when we fall down at the feet of the preceptor or the God, because there are so many other methods of approach to the Lord in Andavan, especially Andavan Sampradaya, Andavan Ashrama Sampradaya. Namely, you can have Acharya Nishtha, Ukti Nishtha, Swanishta, and Bhagavan Nishtha also. You can straight away appeal to the Lord, but that will not be the better way. That is construed as a hard way. It is not an easier way. Whereas approaching a preceptor is an easier way. And therefore, Swanishta also it cannot be better. Swanishta, if you stick to your own guns, namely think that you can even easily surrender at the feet of the Lord, it's also better. So because when I follow Swanishta, I know that I have not studied a lot of books. I have known enough knowledge. And therefore, so Prapanna, all of us are Prapannas. All of us think that we are all devotees. We are surrenderies. All of us have fallen under the feet of the Lord. We call ourselves stylishly as Prapanna. Prapanna. Prapanna meaning one who has fallen at the feet, having faith, full faith on the preceptor and so on. So தங்களிலே சிலரை பற்ற என்று சிலர் நிர்வகிப்பார்கள். Now we say fortune favors fools in English. Therefore, the blessings of the God, especially Sriman Narayana, would knock at the door. Fortune will knock at the door of the devotees. That means some devotees will be blessed earlier, better, quicker, profusely, more profusely than others. These thoughts must be avoided. So don't think that one of us will be blessed more and another one will be blessed less. No partiality from the mind of God. Therefore, please do not mistake his partiality. And therefore, don't think that only a chosen few will be lucky. This is the meaning. தங்களிலே சிலரை பற்ற என்று சிலர் நிர்வகிப்பார்கள். Some people say the meaning that only a chosen few will be blessed. Anganandrike, not that way. It is not so. Anganandrike, Kashtapashana Sandibham Nashtasmritirapi Parityajandeham. So already these words are known to you. Therefore, a soul, individual soul, at the time of death becomes a stone-like object or a log of wood, still inert, lifeless, motionless, without the emotions and so on, Because life is not there. Jivatma is not there. So Kashtha Pashana Sanyama is a mere body. But the body being an inanimate object, insentient object, which cannot recognize anything outside, without the help of the mind or without the help of the presence of the soul, individual soul, we cannot do anything. But at that time, we lose our memory also. Nashta smritihi. So even though we have lost our memory, api nashta smriti. Even though one loses his memory, parityajan deham, he leaves up the body, he gives up the body, he leaves the body, he gives up the body. So ityadigalukku, if you look at these words, swayatna sadhya, can we think that we can achieve by our efforts whatever we want, especially moksha? No. So swayatna sadhya, so it is, he says it is possible. Vedanta Deshika says, even there you go on making efforts. The individual soul should not give up the efforts because it is the time of death. So swayatna sadhya, it is achievable. Sadhya, it is achievable. Yatna, effort. We call it prayatnam, adding one letter earlier. Prayatnam. Prayatnam is effort. Muyarchi, Tamil. Muyarchi Thiruvanayakkum. That must be remembered. So Swayam, Swa, one's own. So we will ask the question, when the life is, that is Jivatma is going out of the body, then how can he achieve by his own efforts? Because again, our handicap is loss of memory. By loss of memory, how can we do that? We forgot everything. So these are two questions. How can we have power to remember him, and how can we achieve our end, namely moksha? There, Vedanta Deshika gives a solution. Antima pratyaya nivritti. Antima, last, final. Pratyaya, confidence. Nivritti, closure. So our confidence gets closed. But that doesn't mean we cannot make efforts. So in spite of the diffidence that we may have, so diffidence should not set in, that is different. But I just propose this, if at all it happens. If we are diffident about achieving our goal, namely moksha, then you know that ati prabuddhaha, the previous word, ati prabuddhaha. That's what I without looking at that, I said it. So madiya eva dayaya ati prabuddha. Suddenly the individual soul becomes totally realized by grace. By whose grace? By my grace. How do you say by my grace? How does the Lord say? It is a permanent assurance. It is a permanent promise. It is a standing instruction promise. SI, as it is in bank. SI promise. Standing instruction promise. Anytime, any individual soul, any effort, making any effort, will have the fruit of their efforts, action. So again, so now we thought that we can achieve something by our own efforts. No need for our own efforts. Ityadi Vakyam, Swayatnam Anvike. Lord at that moment does not expect you to make efforts. Now, till the life was in the body, that means the human being is alive in the body, conscious of his presence, then he expects you to pray. Again, remember the Pancharatra words, namely, Aprarthitaha na gopayate. Without praying, without seeking protection, he will not protect us. Number one. Number two, Rakshapeksham apekshate. I will be repeating these words because I know only these two expressions. Rakshapeksham apekshate. Lord expects us to appeal to him for protection. So in this moment, last moment, he gives a concession. You need not make efforts. Where does he give the concession? In which incarnation? Varaha incarnation. Bhuvaraha incarnation. So as an incarnation of the great boar, he assures us every time for every individual that the individual soul need not make any effort. So Bhagavad Kripa Matratale. Now we saw the previous line, namely Pratyaya Nivritti. The previous line, Tatparyam. Tatparyam is the quintessence of the Varaha Charma Shloka is Antima Pratyaya Nivritti Vamisa. These three words. Antima, last, final, LAST. And then Pratyaya, confidence. Nivritti, stop. Stop page. So when we stop, not when we stop, automatically it stops. The confidence is stopped at the end, final stage. Then even without one's own efforts, Swayatnam Andrike Irke, Bhagavad Kripa Matratale, only by the God's grace. So we had the word Kevalam Madiyeva Dayaya, the previous block letters. Just even earlier, and even again, it is repeated again. It is repeated a second time in the same. So just before the paragraph. Ityadi Vakyam, before that, Madiyeva Daya. That means, so all prapannas, all devotees, without any exception, without any difference, without any distinction, without any partiality, will have confidence, special confidence, in the final stage over the God. பிரபன்னர் எல்லாருக்கும் வருகிறபடியை காட்டுகிறது என்று சிலர் நிர்வகிப்பார்கள். Now, this is again some people's opinion. Some people thought, even think that only a few chosen few will be blessed. Some people think that everybody will be blessed with the thought of faith or confidence in the protection of the individual by the Lord. Now, next, so yo veti yugavat sarvam pratyakshena sada swataha. How is the Lord? Lord is sarvajnaha. Without the word sarvajnaha, he gives a long sentence. And we must find out where from this sentence occurs. Yashodas Swami at least will say after some time or within this session or even after this session. It doesn't seem to be Bhagavad Gita. It looks like 8-lettered quarters, 8-syllable quarters. Yeah. So it doesn't have 7 syllables in the second quarter. Either one syllable is missing or it is not from Bhagavad Gita. And therefore, we can easily say it is not from this book. So, ennambadiya irukira Ishwaran. So, how is the Lord? Ishwaran. Ishwaran is, we told you the two meanings. Wealthy person, wealthiest person, plus lordship, a person of lordship. Leadership is there. Leadership quality is there. So, this Ishwaran, how is he? Sada, always. Look at the words in Tamil. Sada, always. Swataha, by himself, on his own. Swataha means on his own. Sarvam, everything. Yaha veti, who knows. Veti means knows. 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 Yugapat, simultaneously. The word for simultaneously, at one time, at the same time. So he knows everything. That is, he knows our souls. Therefore, he knows about the what you call Jatakam, horoscope of everyone. Inanimate, animate objects, insentient and insentient objects, Chetanam and Achetanam. Everything about the Srishti, creation. He knows everything about it. The past, present, and future. All comprehensive knowledge is there in the mind of the Lord. Therefore, how will he leave us? The question is, how will he leave? He knows us. So at the time of one's death, he will not give us up. He will not leave us in the lurch. க்ஷேத்திரஜரை போலே மறப்பது ஒரு காலமும் நினைப்பது ஒரு காலமும் இன்றிக்கே இருக்க இப்போது. So he doesn't forget our past. He doesn't forget our future. He doesn't remember us only for some time and forget us. He doesn't forget us for some time and remember us again. These two things do not occur at all. Remembering and forgetting the creation as a whole and individual souls as human beings, or rather sentient beings with a thinking capacity, will never be forgotten, will never be remembered. Because only when forgotten you remember. So he is not forgetting us. He is not remembering us. So it's a continuous process. He remembers always us. We are in his mind. Kshetrajnai pole. Kshetrajnaha, we are all Kshetrajnaha. Meaning, Kshetram meaning, as you know, generally, holy place. Divya Kshetram is holy place. Kshetram is place. Kshetram is field, F-I-E-L-D. Meaning, Nilam, Tamil Nilam. விளை நிலத்துக்கு பேர் க்ஷேத்திரம்னு பேர். ஒன்றும் விளையாத நிலத்துக்கு பேர் க்ஷேத்திரம்னு பேர் இல்லை, அதுக்கு பேர் தரிசு நிலம்னு பேர். அதனால மறுப்பிரதேசகான்னு சொல்லலாம். டெசர்ட், அங்கே ஒன்றும் முளைக்காது, அதுக்கு பேர் மரு, M-A-R-U. Whereas kshetram meaning, when seed is sown, it grows. Who is the kshetra here? Our body is the kshetra. So when you say I am a kshetrajnaha, then that means I understand clearly and realize the meaning that individual soul is not the body. The body is not given name as my name. Only the soul has name, and soul also is not its own name because the Antaryami is there. So it is again Narayana, Madhava, Govinda, Gopala. These are the names for us. So while you take what we call go to total surrender, totally surrender to the preceptor, you are given a nama, Ramanuja Dasa in Tengalai Sampradaya, and we have maybe Deshika Dasa. We are not very familiar with that, but we can also call ourselves Ramanuja Dasa. Ramanuja is a common preceptor, so our name is Ramanuja Dasa, not anything else. So this is what we call Kshetrajnaha, meaning I know the difference between the Atma, soul, and the body. How do I know? I know the distinction between the body and the soul. I understand that soul is not the body, body is not same as the soul. Plus, I understand there is an Antaryami inside the Jivatma, Angushtamatra Purusha, with the thumb size of our own hand. We have Lord residing permanently in the heart. The heart is what we call physical limb, mind. So the manaha, that's the 11th sense organ, which recognizes the presence of the Lord, and therefore we are called Kshetrajnaha. And we also know that we are slaves of the Lord, and we also remember our 9 types of relationship with the Lord. So Kshetrajna, right, meaning individual souls who are conscious of themselves, who are prapannas. Again, please remember, add 2 qualifications. So they are all devotees, they have surrendered, and therefore Lord will not forget them for some time. Lord will not remember them for some time. Meaning, always his memory includes us. So then how do you say aham smarami in present tense? You say that he knows our future, he knows our past. What about present tense? What about my action now? What about the individual's action now? Why did he say aham smarami mat bhaktam? I remember my devotee. If I say I remember, that means I have forgotten. If I say I forgot you, then I remembered you earlier. So why did he say aham smara? We will see. Aham smarami என்பான் என்றிக்கே என்பானேன் என்னில். Aham smarami என்பானேன் என்னில். Why did Lord say I remember? Present tense. I do remember. பிரபன்னனுக்கு அப்போது ஸ்வயத்னத்தால் ஸ்மரணம் இல்லை. So we saw that Nashta Smritihi. The word Nashta Smritihi we saw just now. So Nashta Smritihi 2 times occurred. So we lose the memory. The memory is lost. And even by his own efforts, his memory is lost. Now, even today, people who are alive at the advanced age do not remember everything. Sometimes they remember the childhood. At the age of 1 or 2, whatever happened to us, many of us remember. Many of us remember between below 8, the age below 8, whatever happened earlier. Many of us have got good memory, but we lost the memory of a very, very recent happened. Just a few years ago, just a day ago, or just a month ago, whatever happened, we forget. So we have what we call loss of memory is called a disease. So let us not go into the name of the disease. So now, Swayatanatas Maranam illai. We don't remember because of our own efforts. So in this Maranam Mudalayadal, இதற்கு மேலேயாதல் உள்ள பலம் எல்லாம் பரஸ்வீகாரம் படும். பரஸ்வீகாரம் படும். So we remembered certain things, we forgot certain things. So we remembered a few things and we remembered a lot of things. So take these 2 stages, namely, suppose we remember everything that we had in our life, or we have a few incidents remembered. So either of them. So how did we remember a few incidents? How did we remember all the incidents? The memory power is there. Total memory power is there. How is it that we possess total memory power or a minimum memory power? That is because Lord, what did he do? He took away the power from us. Balam ellam. Why did we lose our memory? Because he took away the power from us. What kind of power? A short memory power or a long memory power. So both. Balam ellam bharasvikaram pandi. He took the responsibility of remembering our own past life. So bhara, it may be a burden. My memory of all incidents up to this age is only a burden. I'll tell you one interesting joke recently got in WhatsApp. A young boy says, I think more than 20 years of age and less than 25, I may guess. He says, whatever I studied in the school, I remember. Till 12th standard grade, whatever I studied in the school, I remember now. But he gives a very beautiful question. What is the use of all these memories? One example he says, yes, A plus B whole square is equal to A square plus B square plus 2AB. What is the use of remembering the formula or such formulae for my life? What is the use of this mathematics? What is the use of physics? So if we read spiritual science, that meaning what we call adhyatma jnanam, then it may be useful. But in schools and colleges, we are not teaching adhyatma jnanam. So here, so what did the Lord do? Lord received the power from us. That means God got the power from us and rather relieved us of our power in memory. Then Swikrita Nirvahana Kshaman. He is not doing what you call depriving of our power. Please remember this. This is what we suspect immediately. So when he takes our power, so our question is, what is he going to do with our power, our memory power? What is he going to misuse it or abuse it, or is he going to use our power against us, against ourselves? So what is he proposed to do? So he proposes to do what we call the received power from the individual soul, nirvahana kshama. He is capable of managing. It is not mismanaging. It's a beautiful management of our power which he received from us. So why did he do it? The next question is, why did he do it? Tannale siddhikam. He wanted to instruct us, make us realize that he will bless us. So Tannale siddhikam means automatically success will dawn upon us. The success will reach us. So we will have victory over what we want. Therefore, Tannale Siddhikum என்று தோற்றுகைக்காக, in order to make us realize, in order to make us understand, in order to make us think that the power has been withdrawn, if you say. My memory power has been withdrawn by the Lord, and therefore he uses the power and blesses us. In order, he uses our power to bless us. I just now told you that comes in the next word. தன்னுடைய சானுகிரக புத்தி விசேஷத்தை. So his intellect is to bless us. He is not going to harm us. He is not going to trouble us with our power, with our memory power. When he withdraws the memory power, our memory power from us, then his aim is to give us the benefit. தன்னுடைய சானுகிரக புத்தி விசேஷத்தை. Lord should, we must understand the Lord that he is not going to take disadvantage of our power. He is not going to spoil us. He is not going to give us trouble. He is not going to make us fail in our mission. Our mission is to get this moksha. So here, buddhi visheshatai smarana shabdattale upacharikkaran. So when he says aham smarami, remember, the individual soul hears the words aham smarami madbhakt. Without the sense organ, the ear, without any sense organ, the individual soul at the last moment is made to realize that Lord is graceful. And therefore, he says in present tense, aham smarami. I remember him. Smarana Shabdattale, the word Smarana Shabda meaning aham smarami. I remember. Whom? Mad Bhaktam. Again, don't take partiality. Don't take that he is a partial person. He is partial and therefore he remembers only his devotee and he doesn't remember a non-devotee. Don't take it that way also. No. Upacharikiran meaning he honors us. Just now, in this last session, we saw Shodashopachara in Pancharatra Aradhanam. So in that way, Upachara is honor, giving respect to, especially like people like guests at home, God in the temple and so on. God at home. So இதை இங்குற்ற, so why did he say in present tense? இங்குற்ற வர்த்தமான வெப்பதேசத்தாலே. Vartamana means present tense. Vyapadeshatale meaning in giving instruction. So aham smarami, he said. So why did he say it in present tense? Because he said it in present tense, page 24. இவ் அனுகிரகத்திற்கு பின்பு ஒரு நிகிரகம் வராது என்றுமிடம் தோற்றுகிறது. Please appreciate the beauty of Vedanta Deshika's idea. Here is the beauty. See, we have been studying up to page 23. But only in certain points, Deshika's idea is more beautiful. So what is the meaning here is, Vedanta Deshika says, only anugraha will be coming to us, that is blessing will come to us. And because we did lot of mistakes in our life, throughout the life we have been doing lot of mistakes. And we have been suffering for it also. We are afraid that we will suffer more by going to the hell, which is to be created fresh for us. It should be recreated. Hell should be recreated because our sins are more. The present formation of the hell is not sufficient, is not enough. So when we are afraid this way, he says, Oru nigraham varadu endrumidam thodu. Be assured, be rest assured that we won't be punished. Nigraha means punishment. Anugraha means blessing. Nigraha is punishment. Though we know that the goddess of fortune, Mahalakshmi, is called Ajnata Nigraha by Swami Vedanta Deshika, she does not know how to punish. Not only that, she does not want to recognize our mistakes. She doesn't want, she just puts aside, shows aside our mistakes. He pushes off the mistakes. She pushes off our mistakes. She doesn't want to even see those mistakes. How do you understand that? Because when even the demonesses in the Ravana kingdom did not surrender to her in spite of a few months, not few days, few hours, few months of troubling her during her exile, rather during her imprisonment, then she did not punish them. She suffered them, but she did not punish them. And what do you call, in addition to that, she called Hanuman, prevented him from doing harm to them. And he advised her, she advised him of Papanam va Shubhanam va Dandam na arhata. Whether people are good or bad, they don't deserve punishment. She said this. Na kaschid naparadhyati, he said. She said, na kaschid na aparadhyati. There is no one in the world above the board. Meaning, there is no one in the world who has not committed any mistake. No one is completely 100% pure, always doing good things. No. So, Nigraham Varadu. Varadu is different from Varadu. You cannot suspect or be afraid that some punishment will be in the offing. Some punishment will be nearing. Though you say, Shastra says, God Bora said it. For example, you can also bring in the promise unkept by Lord Krishna. He said he will not take up an arm. Ayudham edukka maten. He failed his promise for the sake of his devotee called Bhishma. So Bhishma said, I will make you take a weapon. And therefore, he agreed to break his own promise. Then, so in that way, if Bhuvaraha breaks his own promise, this is what this bad thought will come to us as many times as possible. Whereas, so Varad, not Varad, Varad, you need not explain. You need not doubt. You need not expect punishment. Nigraha. Endrumidam total. Then why, how do you say that you should not suspect the Lord? இதில் உத்தமனே அமைந்திருக்க. We are talking about not an ordinary Lord. We say Parama Purushaha. We said Parama Purushaha. We saw it in Pancharatra Raksha. Purusham Param, the highest Lord. Why can't why can't the highest Lord be less in quality? No, he is Uttamaha. Purusha Uttamaha. So Uttamane அமைந்திருக்க. Lord Shiman Narayana took the incarnation as a great boar, Bhuvaraha. So because he has taken an incarnation, do not suspect him. Do not underestimate him. Do not think ill of him. H capital. So இதில் உத்தமனே அமைந்திருக்க. Now, what should be our case? We also should become Uttamas. His expectation is we also should become Uttamas. So we have another very, very high superlative degree in Sanskrit, Uttamottama. Uttama itself is superlative. So Uttamottama is best among the best. So we should become best among the best, just like the Lord. We must not have any apprehension. We must not have doubt. We must not have fear. This is where when we do total surrender, we must not have fear. When we say complete faith in the preceptor, then we are not to entertain any fear, an iota of Ati Uttama. Go on, add some. There is a title given by British government, unfortunately, to the Indian scholars in Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh. There were only 9. And they were called Mahamahopadhyaya. I remember this title because how do you call Mahamahopadhyaya? Upadhyaya, teacher, preceptor. Mahopadhyaya, great preceptor. Greatest preceptor is a Mahamahopadhyaya or greater preceptor. So add one more Mahamahopadhyaya. So in that way, go on, add Atyuttamottama. This Madhvacharya Shishya, they do it. So they say Harihi Uttamaha, Bhimaha Uttamaha, and Vayuhu Uttamaha. And they say Uttamottamaha. Go on saying. They use the word Uttamottamaha often. So now we look at the word. So idil Uttamane அமைந்திருக்க. So who is promising us? Lord Simanarayana in the form of Bhuvaraha. சரம ஸ்லோகத்தில் போலே மிகுதியான அகம் என்கிற பதத்தாலே சுவாதந்திரியம் அடியாக சர்வக்ஷேத்திரத்திலும் விபரீத கர்மானுரூபமான நிகிரகத்தில் பிரவர்த்தனாய் லீலாரசத்தை அனுபவித்து போன்கத்தான் காருண்யமடியமாக வியாஜ விசேஷ அனுகிரக பிரவர்த்தனாய் ஆசிரித ரக்ஷண ரசத்தை அனுபவிக்க நினைத்த போதே மோட்சம் கொடுக்க வல்லபடியும் அப்போது விளக்க வல்லார் இல்லாதபடியையும் தான் கட்டின காலாதிகளை ஒழிய தனக்கு வேறொரு சககாரி வேண்டாதபடியையும் தோற்றுவிக்கிறார். It's a very big sentence. which all of us must be careful to understand. Otherwise, we lose the meaning of the single word, smallest word, with just two syllables. Aham is lost. Only when we are careful, we can understand this word aham. But when we say aham, please make a difference. That means we are egoistic, we are possessive in nature, we have jealousy over others, we are haughty, we are insolent, we have pride. So all these bad qualities when we say aham, I. Whereas when Lord says, what are the meanings? Number one, he is a swatantra. We are all paratantras, we are all independents. He is independent. When he says aham, he is independent. Swatantriyam. He can say aham. We cannot say aham. We are not supposed to say aham. Please look at my messages if in the past message and in future also. I will not write the letter I. I will write the letter AM only. In English also, I don't write the word I. I start with AM. It means I am. So you need not say the word I. I must be avoided. In Sanskrit also, it is enough if Bovara had said, Smarami. Smarami is enough. But why did he say aham? Because he is independent. Nobody can control him. And therefore, Swatantriyam Adiyaha. Then we may, as individual souls, we may know what is wisdom and what wisdom is. And we know we may be wise, we all may be intelligent, we all have spiritual knowledge, but he has to treat all of us individual souls. Sarva Kshetrajna Tiratilum, even on the side of all the individual souls who have realized their knowledge, who possess wisdom, all those who possess wisdom, you must trace the history of the incarnations. For example, take any Rama or Krishna, or even anything, any incarnation. In many incarnations, we saw that Lord is punishing. Did you not see? That Lord punished me. Should we take the actions of the Lord as punishment or blessing? Now the question is, he killed Ravana, Rama as Rama. He killed Kamsa as Krishna. Was it a violent act? Was it a papa? Was it what we call sinful action? Was not fighting so many demons in both Rama Avatara and Krishna Avatara? In what we call Varaha Avatara, he finished Hiranyakashipu, am I right? In Narasimha Avatara, he finished, Hiranyaksha then. In Varaha Avatara, in Narasimha Avatara, he finished Hiranyakashipu. Parashurama Avatara, he killed many kings. He wanted to kill 21 generations of kings. He finished Kartavirya Arjuna, a demon with 1,000 hands. Parashurama. Rama, Kabanda, Virada, Vali, a monkey. Ravana, a demon. So many demons in the forest, and elsewhere. Krishna started killing. Tataka was killed by Rama. Putana was killed by Krishna. And so many other demons. Aghasura, Bakasura, Dhenukasura, Kapithasura. So many demons. So many demons. Do you think it is all punishment or blessing? Though we say we may call it punishment, and we know the result also. The result is good, namely, all of them reach the destination, the right destination for all of us, namely moksha. We have another word for certain kings dying in the war called Veeraswargaha. I don't think there is something called Veeraswargaha. All of us know that there is a heaven for heroes. I don't think there is a heaven for heroes. A particular caste, heroes. So Veeraswargam Adaindar. So I don't think there is a heaven called meant only for. We have a loka world for meant for ancestors. Pitru loka is there. But I don't think there is a heaven for heroes. We say Veeraswarga. Yes. Vaihala. Okay. Valhala or Vaihala. Okay. So, Norse heaven is for heroes. Okay. Vikings. Okay. I don't think Shastra mentions any Sanskrit word. I don't know. The first point of the word aham said by Lord is for showing that he is an independent Lord. Number two, he has no partiality and he doesn't want the individual souls to recognize his bad actions, as we call it, as punishments. He doesn't call in the Tamil word doesn't call it bad actions. Viparita karma anurupam. So when the Lord does weird actions, weird, peculiar actions, opposite actions which we construe as bad. So viparita, something abnormal, opposed to normal. So karma anurupamana nigrahatil pravartanai. We feel that, I also feel even today, even after studying Rahasya Sikhamani, I feel that Rama and Krishna and other incarnations have unnecessarily got away with, killed many. Unnecessarily he produced them and killed them. So Nigrahatil Pravartana, he is always engaged, busy in killing, punishing. Is this a sport? Leela Rasam. Is it a taste? It's a long taste. Leela Rasam. It's also, is it a sporting taste? Sportively you kill many people. So Leela Rasatya Anubhavithu Ponda. Why did he enjoy his own sportive skills, sportive actions by finishing the life of the people? Karunyamadiya. It is based on grace. It is based on sympathy. It is based on compassion. We cannot understand. The meaning is we cannot understand. So, why? Vyaja Vishesha Anuguna Anugraha Pravritta. His sport of killing people cannot be understood, and therefore, Vyaja, in the disguise of Vishesha, extraordinary, special, Anuguna, congenial, Anugraha, blessing, Pravartana. He is also busy with blessing, extraordinary, giving an extraordinary blessing based on sympathy. I shall just give you a negative example. A patient in a hospital is about to die, and then we have a concept called mercy killing. So we cannot see him suffer. we will be much pained to see him suffer. And therefore, the relatives of the patient suggest to the doctor, kill him. I know from one of my distant relatives' family that four sons are there. Even now they are there. 4 sons, SONS. The mother was suffering in the ICU. Yeah, euthanasia. So they saw her, their own mother, suffering in the ICU through the glass door. They advised the doctor to kill her. No, you are not supposed to. You are not the deciding authority. You have no right to kill. You have no right to kill yourself. Suicide is a sin, not only a sin, but also a crime, punishable, and punishable even after death. Crime, that is, suicide is a crime punishable even after death. It's a posthumous punishment. So here it's called posthumous punishment. So that will be done in hell. The Lord is so graceful that He gives extraordinary grace in tune with the situation, and therefore, so what did He do? Ashrita Rakshana Rasam. So remember the shloka of Bhagavad Gita, Paritranaya Sadhunam, Vinashaya cha Dushkritam. Let us not worry about Dharma Samsthapanarthaya. That is different. So why do you kill bad people, wicked people, and why do you save good people? So saving good people involves the killing of the bad people. In order to save a good man, one has to kill the bad man. So this is, of course, mutually complementary. So Vinashaya cha Dushkrita. So here, in order to protect the good people in the sense who have surrendered, Ashrita Rakshana Rasapte Anubhavika, in order to see that his devotees are reveling in joy by looking at the demons, for example, their enemies killed by the Lord, the eclat, the overjoy that they experience, what you call the surrenderies who experience such a joy will be seen by the Lord, and the Lord enjoys their feelings. So Ashrita Rakshana Rasatte Anubhavi. He feels very happy while protecting the good people. And what the Shastra may say is, he casually killed the enemies. It was casual. It was not intentional. And when you want to save a cow, for example, you throw a stone at the man who is chasing a cow to kill the cow, to eat the cow. So the stone that you threw hit his head, he dies on the spot. So for self-defense also, somebody wants to shoot. And in order to defend oneself, if one has a pistol, he can shoot the other. And then the crime, it is not a crime. The court will declare you as innocent. So this is the way so we have to look at the Lord. So he enjoys protecting the good people, devotees. He surrenders. Ashrita Rakshana Rasate Anubhavika Nimitta Pode. Now, this is the beauty of the Lord's quality, namely, by the word Aham. First meaning is, you remember, Aham shows that he is independent. Number one meaning. Number two, he is impartial to everyone. He does not want people to call him partial and also feel very bad that he is punishing all the many people, many demons. And when Lord is enjoying his sport, the individual souls must understand by the word aham that he is bestowing grace. He is bestowing grace. Samohi sarva bhuteshu, right? The fourth meaning will be he is ready to give moksha while he said aham. So meaning, I am capable of giving you moksha, nobody else. Approach me. Therefore, he said aham smara. So don't suspect that I will not give you moksha. Don't have any apprehension or fear or doubt about my giving moksha to you. So I am capable of giving to you moksha. So again, our question is, when will you give moksha? At the time of his enjoyment of protecting the devotees, surrenderies, he is ready to give moksha. So should we avoid that moksha? Should we reject that moksha? No. அப்போது விலக்க வல்லார் இல்லாதபடியையும். For example, recently it happened. One of my friends gave a gift. Before the friend came to my house and asked me to preside over a function of Nama Sankirtanam, the friend said, I asked the friend what we call by infrauding. I'm not supposed to ask the friend, but he was not a friend at all. He was a stranger. He was a third person. He came home to invite to preside over a function of Nama Sankirtana. And I said, are you going to give me a shawl as a gift? ஒரு ஷாலை போர்த்து வையான்னு கேட்டேன். ஆமான் அந்த சொன்னான். They said, yes, we are going to gift you a shawl. I said, no. Shawl is not wanted by me. I refuse to take the shawl because in Srirangam it is very hot now, 38 degrees today. So I cannot take a shawl. The shawl is useless in Srirangam. In India, I say, in India the shawl is useless. Yeah, whatever colorful shawl is it, very costly shawl, we have what you call woolen shawl. So we cannot use it. I said, no, don't give it as gift. Then what do you want? They asked. I specified one gift. So the problem here is, had they given me the gift which I did not like, what should I do? I just throw it away or give it to someone else, punish someone else instead of punishing myself. Now, in the case of the word aham that the Lord said, you cannot refuse the gift. We cannot refuse moksha. That is the word, that is the meaning of word aham. Fifth meaning. Then the sixth meaning is, who created time? Lord. He created everything. So he created time also. So he created time, but time restricted him. தமிழ்ல சொல்லுவாங்க வளர்த்த கடா மார்புல பாயிறதுன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. So our own children going against our own wishes. That is called. So when the time has been created by the Lord, the time restricts him. He allows himself to be restricted by time. He gives concession. He gives concession to the time that the time will restrict him. He allowed them to restrict him. But when he is restricted by the time which he created, the last meaning, sixth meaning of the word aham is he doesn't need any help to get released from the time which restricts him, which he created. புரியுதா பாருங்க. இதுதான் ரொம்ப சொன்ன அகம்த்துக்கு மீனிங் வந்து 6 அர்த்தம். வேகமா சொல்றோம். இப்போ ஒண்ணு தான் சுதந்திரன் என்று நிரூபிப்பதற்காக அகம் என்று சொன்னான். ஒண்ணு. ரெண்டாவது, நாமெல்லாம் என்ன நினைச்சுட்டு இருக்கோம், எல்லா அவதாரங்களிலும் அவன் யாரையோ கொல்றது பொழுது அவன் தண்டனை கொடுக்கிறான் என்று தவறாக நினைத்துக் கொண்டிருக்கிறோம். அப்படி இல்லை என்று நாம் நினைக்க வேண்டும் என்பது இரண்டாவது பொருள். மூணாவது பொருள், அவன் விளையாடி கொண்டிருக்கிறான் என்பது மூணாவது பொருள். விளையாடுவது என்பது இரக்கத்தை அடிப்படையாக கொண்டது என்பது நான்காவது. ஐந்தாவது பொருள், அதை அவனுடைய ஆசீர்வாதத்தை ஒரு ஷாக்காக ஒரு சிறந்த வழியில தருகிறான் என்பதை நாம் நினைத்துக் கொள்ள வேண்டும் என்பது ஐந்தாவது பொருள். அவன் தன்னை அண்டியவரை காப்பாற்றும் சமயத்திலே மோட்சம் கொடுக்க வல்லவன் என்றது ஆறாவது பொருள். தமிழ்ல சொன்ன நிறைய பொருள். அப்பொழுது நாம் மோட்சத்தை வேண்டாம் என்று ஒதுக்குவதற்கு நம்மால் முடியாது என்பதற்கு அவன் ஆளுமை பண்பு உடையவன் என்பது அடுத்த பொருள். அகம். நான் கொடுக்கிறேன், நீ வாங்கிக்க முடியாது, வாங்கிக்க மாட்டேன்னு சொல்ல முடியாது சொன்னால. அப்படி கடைசி தான் ஏற்படுத்திய நேரம் என்ற ஒன்றை தன்னை கட்டுப்படுத்தும் பொழுது அந்த கட்டிலிருந்து தன்னை விடுவிப்பதற்கு எனக்கு ஒன்றும் உதவி தேவையில்லை என்று காட்டுவதற்கு அகம் என்ற பதம். It's very difficult to understand the word aham, because we say just like us, we say he is egoistic, he is proud, he is insolent, he is jealous. Yeah, he has got what you call haughtiness. So we'll blame the Lord for anything, because we always think of him as we are. He is above us.
ராமானுஜதயா பாத்திரம் ஞான வைராக்கிய பூஷணம் ஸ்ரீமத் வெங்கடநாதாரிய வந்தே வேதாந்த தேசிகம். கவிதார்க்கிய சிம்மாய கல்யாண குணசாலினே ஸ்ரீமதே வெங்கடேசாய வேதாந்த குரவே நமஹ. வாதிதீப சிரோபங்க பஞ்சானன பராக்மஹ ஸ்ரீமான் வெங்கடநாதாரிய சிரம் விஜயதாம்புவி. சீரொன்று தூப்புள் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்று சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஓரன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேர போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
ராமானுஜதயா பாத்திரம் ஞான வைராக்ய பூஷணம் ஸ்ரீமத்வேங்கடநாதார்யம் வந்தே வேதாந்த தேசிகம்.
கவிதார்க்கிக சிம்ஹாய கல்யாண குணசாலினே ஸ்ரீமதே வெங்கடேஷாய வேதாந்த குரவே நமஹ.
சீரொன்று தூப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஓரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய. ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய. ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய. Sikhamani.